Hi, and welcome back to the Gluten Free RN podcast. I'm Nadine Celiac, and today during episode 50, I'm going to give you some very useful tools on how to manage the holidays that are coming up for virtually all of us worldwide. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to the Gluten Free RN podcast. And welcome to all new listeners worldwide. I'm Nadine Celiac, the Gluten Free RN. And today, during episode 50, we're going to talk about how to manage the holidays. We're coming into that time of the year when people are gathering and people are feeding each other and eating, when they're having really special family gatherings and meals together. And that can be tricky, especially if you're newly diagnosed with celiac disease or you have some food intolerances. Even if you've had these food issues for years, it can still be tricky every year that you have to try to navigate these family gatherings and social situations. So let's talk about that a little bit. First off, I'd like to mention that this is episode 50, and it is a bit of a milestone for the Gluten Free RN podcast. We are reaching half of 100 episodes. So thank you to everyone worldwide who has listened for this first year of the Gluten Free RN podcast. You can always follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or check out the website, the Gluten Free RN website that will be released very shortly. I'm working with a very talented website developer, and so hopefully the new website will be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. We're making last-minute tweaks this week, and it will be up and running hopefully next week. So you can follow me wherever you are in the world on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And also a huge thank you to the podcasting group that produces the Gluten Free RN podcast every week. And also Pulse Media Network, an amazing group of fellow nurse podcasters, Kevin and Keith and Elizabeth, and a growing group of nurses everywhere that are podcasting. So today we're going to talk about holidays and celiac disease, or holidays and food intolerances. There are many people out there that are not just on a gluten-free diet. They also have to be dairy-free and soy-free. Some of us are on a variation of a paleo diet, and all those things have to be taken into account by the people that are making the meals, or those of us that are hosting meals and dinners and social events need to be aware of other people's intolerances, or at least make people aware that the meal that they're going to have at your house, that you're going to cook, is going to be perhaps different, but no less in any way than anything they've had in the past. So it can be overwhelming, this whole idea of gathering for food or gathering for meals or gathering in social occasions, especially businesses and whatnot, at workplace events. I'm going to give you ways to navigate all of those situations so that you can, number one, not be stressed. Number two, that you can actually enjoy yourself. And hopefully, even if things do go awry in some way, that you can laugh about it. And I'm not suggesting that you laugh if you get sick, because that is not ideal. And ideally, we will prevent you from getting ill or getting contaminated by gluten if you just follow some simple things, some simple ideas that are meant to keep you completely safe so that you can enjoy yourself and not be stressed. First off, I want to go over some very simple rules. This is number one. This is for those people that are newly diagnosed, or for some reason, people that have been diagnosed for a while but got the wrong information. I want to tell you that you cannot eat the center out of a pie that has a wheat-based crust. You cannot eat the turkey that has been stuffed with bread stuffing. I don't care where on that turkey that you think is safe, it's not. So please be aware that anything that is made with wheat will be contaminated. It's not a matter of distance from the wheat, it's a matter of of wheat being one of the number one ingredients in that dish, period. You can't drink regular beer that is made with barley or wheat, and anything with questionable ingredients that you just don't know. It's not worth the risk. If you have a NEMA sensor or easy gluten strips and you can test your food, that's ideal, but most people don't have access to that right now. So if there's any question, just avoid it. It's really not worth being sick. And just communicate to the people that are preparing the food. And if there is a question about how safe it is for you, just say thank you very much, but I'm okay. And always make sure that you have some type of snack or something that will get you through if for some reason you can't eat. So a lot of people will assure you that what they've prepared is gluten-free. A lot of people have good intentions of feeding us safely, but that doesn't always work out. So always have a backup plan, which means carrying some type of food in your bag or your backpack so that you can eat and not feel like you're starving. Be prepared to change traditions or make new traditions or develop new plans for what your holiday actually looks like. Change is good, and it doesn't have to be scary. It can cause you stress if you're not prepared. So my suggestion is that you prepare yourself very well for some changes that are going to have to happen. I remember in the very beginning, 11 years ago, that when we first thought about going gluten-free and had to try to make that transition and also host Thanksgiving and Christmas for very large groups, and I'm talking like 25, 40 people, it was difficult. It was a shift for all of us, my entire family, and initially I got my own special dishes that were totally gluten-free. Over time, the entire event became gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and then paleo. And the more we went paleo, the more everyone enjoyed the meal. They didn't miss the things that were cheap fillers. No one went away hungry. And they very much appreciated the fact that they were eating a very high-quality gourmet meal, even though we had prepared everything ourselves at home. So be prepared to change. Just because we have always done something one way or another, or always eaten grandma's recipe, her special, whatever it is, it doesn't work anymore. So we either have to tailor those recipes so that they are gluten-free or dairy-free or soy-free or whatever free, or just paleo. Paleo usually means that we're replacing regular flour with things like almond flour or coconut flour. And the texture will be different, but things can very much taste extremely yummy with those high quality, different type of flours. Even tiger nut flour or cassava flour, things are really getting interesting, and you can get amazingly creative in the kitchen if that's your thing. I do highly recommend that you do not isolate yourself. There is no reason to do the woe is me and I'm not going to be able to enjoy my holidays because I'm the only one that has celiac disease or I'm the only one on a special diet. That's not true. Even if you have to find a support group of people that are very much like you or have to deal with the same type of food intolerances, go find those people or start your own group. Put a ad in the paper and say, we're meeting for Thanksgiving dinner, and I'd like you all to bring a potluck dish that is gluten-free, and please bring recipes of everything that you make so that you can share those recipes, and people will know exactly what goes into whatever it is that you've made. I've belonged to several support groups over the years. I've gone to them, I've spoken at them. There is one very special group in McMinnville, Oregon, that puts on a Thanksgiving dinner every year. It's not actually on Thanksgiving. It's a couple weekends before. It's a primer for Thanksgiving, and it's an opportunity for people with celiac disease or food intolerances to get together, share recipes, and eat communally. So find that community or build your own. Trust me, these people are out there. They're looking for you too. And it was at several of those Thanksgiving dinners that I've attended throughout the years that I've met some amazing people that are now lifelong friends. So especially if you're newly diagnosed celiac or you have food intolerances that you yourself are trying to get a handle on, be aware that there are good intentioned people that really love you and want you to be able to eat, but have no idea how to feed you safely. So until they get educated or until you can get a firm idea of what it means to eat gluten-free and dairy-free and soy-free, or again, whatever free, nut-free, it is best to prepare your own food or have someone that you trust that has done this for a very long time help you prepare food or have them prepare food for you. Number 3 would be to gather recipes early. So look through the cookbooks, look through paleo cookbooks or gluten-free cookbooks. There's even vegan gluten-free cookbooks. Those cookbooks will give you ideas about what foods you can eat, and they'll give you ideas for very good recipes. And even just looking through those books, especially the ones with pictures, those are the only cookbooks I really look at, will encourage you that there are a ton of options for you to pick from as far as what you're going to eat. You will even get ideas for some amazing food options that you may never have thought of. I have cookbooks from around the world, and I have gluten-free cookbooks from around the world. And before this, honestly, I didn't use cookbooks very often, but now I do. I use them when I need them or I need some inspiration. So I found a very good recipe for a flourless orange cake that comes from England. And I've made it dozens of times, and every time it's absolutely amazing. So go through the recipe books, even at the library or used bookstores, find the cookbooks that really speak to you, that look like they're easy enough for you to manage, and they're not so complicated that it's going to be difficult for you to be successful in making any of these things. Especially initially, you want to be successful. I know the Paleo magazine is coming out with holiday issues this year, so look for that. And there's many, many new cookbooks that are coming out this holiday season. So if you're looking for gifts for anybody that is gluten-free or paleo, there are going to be some amazing options for gluten-free cookbooks or gluten-free resources, such as Sarah Ballantyne's new book. She's a PhD, and she came out with a brand new book. It's beautiful, and it's so big, and it's so full of information. It's called Paleo Principles, and it is available on Amazon and bookstores, and she is traveling the country right now on a book signing tour. So if you're really looking for a gift for somebody that is on a paleo type diet, the Paleo Principles book would be a great one, and it's brand new from Sarah Ballantyne, who's a fabulous woman and also known as the Paleo Mom. You can find her on Instagram at the Paleo Mom. Sarah Ballantyne is an amazing woman. She is a PhD, so the information that you'll get from her is cutting edge, and she's amazing. Number 4 would be order your ingredients early. The last thing you want to do is find out there's no turkey available, and those potatoes that are called for in a special recipe are not at your normal place that you buy food. Seek out the people that actually would know where to order the best turkey. I myself get a turkey from a local farmer, and that local farmer is in fact celiac. They don't feed the turkey any feed that is genetically modified, so my turkey is organic. My turkey is a free-range turkey, and it's extremely good. It costs a fair amount of money. I'm going to tell you that right now. My turkey is not one that I can go to the grocery store and spend $100 and get a free turkey. I always caution people against that. And go out and seek the very best food that you can find, even if it's a well-raised chicken in substitute of a turkey, that's fine. But go out and find whatever it is that you are looking for early. If you want Cornish game hens, then you need to go out and locate a source for that. And hopefully it's a local farmer, someone that you can support, and you can find out how that Cornish game hen or that chicken or those turkeys are raised. I have to laugh because there is a TV show called Portlandia, and in it they say, well, we'd like to go out and meet our chickens that lay the eggs and so my life has sort of become that way, where I'm very careful about where I am sourcing the food that I'm eating from. So I know my farmers. I know what their farms look like. I know what the chickens are fed. I know what the turkeys eat. So my food is very close to me at this point. If you don't have that option, that's fine. And I do live in Oregon, so things are a little different here. But be aware of where your food comes from, or at least start to be aware. And order your ingredients early so that you are prepared. And it's one less thing you have to stress about. So way back in early October, we did get an email from the local farmer who said, it's a $40 deposit for your turkey and tell us about what size you want. And we will have your turkey along with all of the other ingredients for your Thanksgiving available at a pickup place. We're all going to meet at a Grange, and there'll be other farmers there with all of the other ingredients for our Thanksgiving dinner that we're looking for, along with picking up our turkey. So it's a one-stop shopping where the farmers and consumers, those of us that pay them to raise our turkeys and our food, where we can pick everything up and have a social event. So it's beautiful on many levels. My turkey is going to cost about $150. True story. But I'm happy to pay that. And the reality is that I only buy a whole turkey once or twice a year. So I am more than willing and happy to pay that amount for a high quality turkey. And did I mention it's extremely tasty? We did have a group of people over last year for a very family-oriented turkey Christmas dinner. And from that, everybody that was at that dinner ordered turkeys from this very specific farm this year. So that taste of very good turkey prompted all of these people to order turkeys this year, knowing that I spent a fair amount of money on them, but also recognizing the value of that turkey. Number 5 would be, don't invite people that will only make your life miserable or will ridicule you for eating special foods or is in any way mean to you. Don't invite them. But if you have to invite them, then make sure that you are very clear about topic boundaries, and they can only rave about all of the effort and great tasting dishes that you have poured money and effort into. And they're not allowed to complain about not having regular bread stuffing or buns. Make boundaries and be very firm about that. Kick them out if they're breaking the rules after you've put in all of this effort and time and money into creating a very special event. Think about inviting them next time. Are you going to do that? Is it worth it? Do you have to? Because people can be mean. And my rule is you're not allowed to complain or ridicule the food that I've made for you until you yourself are tested for celiac disease, so we know your gene status, and also if you are actually antibody positive. So people are not allowed to have those conversations with me unless they are tested for celiac disease. Sorry, that's the nurse in me, and I only want to have debates with people that they know what their gene status is for celiac disease and if they actually have active celiac disease. Because until we determine that, then we can't actually have a conversation on an equal level. 6, I would say eat before you go to an event if there's any question about how the food is prepared or who is preparing the food, or if you're going to be able to eat safely. Just eat before you go. Desperate people make desperate decisions. Sometimes if you're starving or you feel like you're starving, then you will decide to eat those things that are questionable, that perhaps you should not be eating. Eat before you go or prepare your own plate to take. That way you are completely safe. Make sure it's covered so it doesn't get contaminated by any well-meaning people. Or take a dish that you will be the first person to take what you want from. So take a dish to share, but take what you want from that dish first and then put it out. But then don't go back to it to take more. So take as much as you want, but realize once you put it out for general consumption by the group, that it's probably not going to be safe for you to eat from again because of cross-contamination. So eat before you go, or prepare your own plate, or take a special dish that you're going to share with everybody, but that you are going to take your serving from first. Don't be a victim. Be powerful. You don't want to get sick or glutened by your family or friends. They don't want that either. So just be very clear about what your needs are or what you're going to do. You have to take care of yourself. It's called self-preservation. And you're going to make sure that the food that you do bring is not cross-contaminated and that you are powerful enough to make sure that you get enough to eat and you can take care of yourself. You're not reliant on people that are questionable in your life to provide you with food. And everybody wants to have a good time. Nobody wants you in the bathroom for 3 hours because you are either vomiting or you have diarrhea or you have abdominal pain. Nobody wants you to leave early because you have a headache. So really what we want is people to be able to enjoy every part of the holidays. I know I've thrown out some numbers there, and I really did come up with 10 really good hints for you to follow, but I think I've lost my track on what numbers I was going to give you. So I know we talked about 1, don't eat at the center of the pie. 2, find your support group or develop one. 3 would be beware of good-intentioned people that love you and want to feed you. 4, gather your recipes early. 5, order your ingredients. 6, don't invite people that will only make you miserable. 7, eat before you go or prepare your own plate to take. 8, don't be a victim, be powerful. And 9, the people that love you, that truly love you, will watch out for you. Parents watch out for children. Wives watch out for husbands. Boyfriends watch out for girlfriends. Partners watch out for their partners because these people truly love us. They truly understand what it takes for us to be healthy, and they don't want to see us sick because it impacts their life, number one, and they really want us to be healthy and happy. So make sure that you're surrounded by these people that will help take care of you or will also be on a gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free diet or a paleo diet with you because it makes your life so much easier and less stressful. So find your people, your family, your friends, the people that truly love you, your tribe, your group. Find your people. Those are the people you want to spend the most time with and share holidays with in happy times, and even will be there to support you when things are not going all that great or when you are sick. Find those people. The idea is to have less stress or no stress. So get a massage, do some yoga. The idea is to enjoy this period of time, this holiday season, whatever that holiday season means to you and your family. It is very important to eat well, but not get glutened. This is not the time to cheat on a gluten-free diet. Unfortunately, I do hear people that say, oh, I just had to have one bite. That one bite can cause you to be sick for months. So please avoid cheating during this time. It's not going to hurt anybody else but you. And the people that love you do not want you to be sick. This is the time to make new memories for your family and your friends, where new recipes are developed or recreated or revisited in ways that even make them better. And some are just going to have to be burned. You're just going to have to burn some of those recipes and make them go away because they just don't fit in your life anymore. So have a little ceremony if that's what it takes, but make sure that those recipes are either adapted to your food intolerances now, or you just let them go away and they're replaced by other more fabulous recipes. I had to do that with a lot of my grandma's recipes and pierogies and a number of things, and that's okay. But I have amazing recipes and dishes that I make now that are even better. And I still have the memory of what those things taste like that my grandmother did make and all those beautiful memories from family gatherings. But I've created new traditions and have fed enormous number and have created some very fabulous memories with people that have attended dinners that I've made and holiday events that we have hosted. So it's time to just step it up a little bit and be powerful. And it is very important not to be isolated. So don't isolate yourself. Don't allow yourself to be isolated. If your current group of people don't understand or they're going to make your life miserable during the holidays, go out and find a new group of people. That would be my advice. Go find that support group. Go out and find a gluten-free bakery or a gluten-free restaurant where there are people that go that you can meet up with. Talk to the owners, talk to the people that work there. Where do these people meet? Connect with that support group. Connect with at least one other person who understands what you have to deal with your food so that you are not alone. Because trust me, you are not alone. Even within your family, if you think you're the only person with celiac disease, there is never just one. It's genetic. So there are always more than one. They just don't know it yet. And again, make sure that if you're in a position to suggest that people get tested for celiac disease, absolutely suggest they get tested for celiac disease. And if you're in a position to buy all of your family members the gift of a DNA test, that would be fabulous, especially the children. So those DNA tests can be ordered online through Interolab or glutenpro.com, and you can have the option of actually helping people get their genetic results very quickly and very concisely just by buying them a test kit for Christmas and then making sure that they all send it in. We've had these little events where people will all get test kits and they'll all swab their cheeks and send in their test results together. And it's amazing what people find out. So if you're in a position to buy your family genetic information for Christmas, I think that's a great gift to give, especially children and even our elders. So your parents or your aunts and uncles or your grandparents, it's a great gift to give. There, believe it or not, we went through at least 10 tips for how to get through the holidays with celiac disease or food intolerances or on a paleo diet. Have those conversations, but make sure that they're pleasant and they're not mean-spirited. And we just want to make sure that we are taken care of and we're not sick. The number one thing, of course, is to make sure that you enjoy all of this time and it's not stressful. It's enjoyable and you laugh a lot. There's lots of hugs and love all around. So prepare, be prepared, do some research, make some phone calls, reach out, gather information and ingredients, and enjoy your holidays. Thank you very much for joining me, Nadine Gruskowiak, RN, BSN, CEN. That means Certified Emergency Room Nurse. That's what I used to do. For the last 11 years, I've had the honor and privilege of helping people navigate this very interesting lifestyle of being gluten-free and dairy-free and on a paleo diet. Even vegan or vegetarian, many people have different food intolerances, and until we can heal up intestines and make inflammation go away, we have to deal with a lot of things that maybe other people don't have to deal with or don't have to deal with yet. But the main thing is that we all get to enjoy our time together and eating safe food and enjoying the community that we have built for ourselves. Thank you very much for joining me for episode 50 of the Gluten Free RN podcast. I am myself looking forward to enjoying my holiday meals with family and friends, near and far. I want the same for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email or reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. It is always my pleasure and my goal to make sure that you have the information you need to be healthy. That's my job as a nurse. So wrapping up episode 50, tips to get through the holidays if you have celiac disease or any food intolerances. Until episode 51, this is the Gluten Free RN signing off. Bye.